The character. She is a troubled young girl. Unfortunately, she's had a really abusive past, been abused by her father and ends up becoming a murderer because of it. She has slight autism, which makes her have like OCD, very repetitive, uses sensories as part of the autism to calm herself down, or if she's happy, she'll display these kind of sensory motions. She just wants a simple life. She would want a simple life, she wants an easy life, she wants to have the comforts of her own home, she likes to feel safe in her own home, and she likes to just be around people who she's familiar with and who, not that she ever trusts anyone, I don't think she ever trusts anyone, but she just wants to live in her own little world, basically. That's Melanie. Nah, I hate it. Really. I'm not joking. I think playing the character of Mel, I think the good part about it, well, not the good part about it, it was the whole, when she was getting grabbed and the audience starts to sympathise with her because like, oh God, she's got autism, oh, she's so vulnerable. Oh, and you know, you see this really vulnerable side, sensitive side, like, you know, scared side, and then she turns, and then it's like, wow, I want to meet her in a dark alley, that sort of thing. I did not like playing the character though. It was really hard, especially when we did long shoots. It was really hard to come out of. It was really mental, and it actually just messed with your mind a bit, and you had to really take time out and recuperate, basically. I was not looking forward to doing pick-up shots because I was just thinking, oh, I really don't want to get back into that character. But it's not been too bad. I'm sort of like really distancing that kind of reality to the character because sometimes that can be hard to do. Well, I've got experience working with adults with autism, so I really use a lot of what I visualise with them. I work with very challenging behaviours as well, so I've seen some really violent things. With her having that violence in her, it really is a lack of empathy and a lack of, it's basically animal-like instinct of just you survive or you don't. With Mel, I really used that in that. To be merciless when she needed to be, but she's very she's clever, she's very, very clever, where, you know, she thinks about, like, it's, you're in a dangerous situation, you're in an uncomfortable situation, she will literally think, how do I get out of this, and she will solve that little path of getting out. And if that's going crazy or not, or doing it the sly way, she will, and she does do that. Preparing for the character, I've really used quite a meditation style, really calm down, focusing. That's what I did at first. Really focused, meditated, got into that kind of character. However, I think I got a little bit too deep with the character, so I had to sort of take little steps back from it. The difficult scenes, such as when me and Sue and me and James did the really difficult scenes, the violent scenes, we basically worked as a team very closely, knowing exactly where the line was, how we're going to work together. Fantastic that you have a good director and a good crew as well to help you guide you around that as well, to keep you sane, to snap you out of that character as well. I actually went for DS Wall's part that Helen plays, got the part, came to meet Garry and Jed, who I was going to be working alongside with. And that was that, got the part, fine. Then it came up just saying that they were casting for the lead, and it was just like, boom, I'm not missing this opportunity. So it was like right in there, like swimwear. So I sent something off to Garry literally, and he was like, yeah, really great, we're filming tomorrow. And it was like, right, okay. So that was really exciting, very exciting, good. That's how I got the part. I like the story, I really like the story. I think the story is very controversial, it's something new, I don't think it's really been done before, this kind of storyline. So that attracted us to it. At first, obviously, playing detective, I like that character as well. I like the sort of just that small piece of character, and sort of, you know, I was really thinking about the detective side of things and that, but then getting the lead part, obviously a little bit more complex, working alongside the crew and the director a lot more closely. So I like to really get myself in there. Well, they were terrible, but I'm only joking. No, the mint spot was spot on, absolutely spot on. To be honest, I think if it wasn't for the humour and the closeness of us, I would have cracked up. Seriously, I think many of us would have cracked up. But the fact that when we had that many that long hours the long hours, that many shoots with the cut, reset, do you know what I mean? But then you would have the odd just cracking out some jokes, you know, keeping the humour up there, and that's just really what you need. And that kind of situation, it was spot on. Couldn't need better people, to be honest. Like, Garry's awesome. He's one of my really good friends now. I'm very close with Garry. I work very close with him alongside the script anyway, because, you know, dealing with a character such as this, Garry obviously had an idea of Mel, but I really created her. I sort of started her off, and then he would say to me, well, what would Mel do? Not the other way around of like, what does Mel do, Garry? He was like saying to me, what would Mel do? So, you know, I created her. We worked, he trusted me to be able to create this like kind of character, and he knows how in depth I am anyway. He always knows I'm like, we'll rehearse it step by step, what's this, what's that. He knows I'm very questionative and in depth with things anyway. So very good, a good director, passionate, strong, and the fact that he still proceeded after all the barriers is proper trooper. So good up on that, Garry. Oh, do you know, about filming, I don't know really. I would say there's loads more. I would say every day I had a really good moment. And it was just probably because of the humour. Over the hardest times when you're doing really violent scenes, and then we were, you know, all that emotion in the air, it was really like tormenting at times for all of us. We were exhausted, we were knackered, all of us, but I think it was just a situation with all the crew and everything. I personally like the woods though. I grew very attached to little Taylor, me little Robin, who followed us about when we were filming. So I love animals, so. It was horrible, really not nice. Not nice, but it was hard work, very hard work, exhausting. Me and Sue did the first wide shot, and it was, you know, you want to get into it, you want to like get into it, and when you do, and then you realise how much energy you've consumed, and then it's like, right, we're going to do another take, and it's like, oh my god, again, and then you're exhausted, and you're literally digging so deep, the fire's burning in there, and you're exhausted, you're knackered. It was so hard. Preparing for it, as I say, me and Sue, we came upstairs, we took time out, just me and her, we went through the lines, we went through that kind of emotion. We discussed things off each other, bounced off each other, and what we're going to do, how we're going to do, what was going to be said, how it was going to be said, what we're trying to portray, how was the audience going to see it. You know, we looked at it really in depth, obviously for safety purposes as well, as safely as we could get it anyway. As I say, both of us meditated, and when also I was outside jumping all around like a crazy woman, to sort of rally myself up, because to me she's a psycho. Garry disagrees with this, but she is a psycho. Probably I would like to play as probably Jennifer Lawrence. I love Jennifer Lawrence at the moment. Well, I've always wanted to do an action film, not such now like Lara Croft. I would love to do something like that, but obviously more modernised, updated, something like that, something or Resident Evil. In the real world, I'm still portraying, I'm pushing for acting and something like that. It's my dream. That's all I want to do. I'm just pushing myself, getting myself more experience, just getting more basic footage to use, put forward, and basically just trying to push is, to be honest, I need coin, because I need to get on the spotlight, and I can't get on the spotlight because I've got no coin. That's exactly what it is. That's the kind of little turmoil I have at the moment, so. I love Tom Hardy. Amazing. I think he is so versatile, and I find him so strong. I think he would be really hard to live with, because you can just see what kind of mind he would have. He would be all over, but I think he would be fantastic I would learn off him. Do you know what I mean? Again, Jennifer Lawrence, new up and coming, but she is very good at acting. And I analyse performance loads. Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep, Susan Sarandon. Honestly, I like all the old classics. But I think overall, now that you've said that, Elizabeth Taylor, she is me pearl. She's an absolute. She was amazing. I loved her. Richard Byrne as well. He was a hell of an actor. Well, I'm glad it's over with. And I bet you Garry is too. Garry looks tired, and I think he needs some rest now. Like, do you know what I mean? So, Garry, get some rest, mate. It's going to be fine.